How's it going, everybody? Ghost Pain here. Welcome back to Overwatch 2, and today I've got a post-game commentary for you guys. Normally I go into theater mode to do a coaching session, which we might do a little while we're discussing this, but the main point of this post-commentary is I wanted to discuss my thoughts on the changes that have been made to this game for Season 9. I'll go over what I like about it, what I don't like about it, how we benefit from it, how the game has changed, and how we players can adapt to all the changes that are made. But anyway, guys, as you guys already know, Season 9 has brought a lot of changes to the game, to the point where I think we have a brand new game on our hands, because these changes, well, there's a lot that they benefit, there's some other things not so much. And yeah, I'll go over what I can, hopefully, in this video. Now, first and foremost, what I do like about this season, I'll start with first, the ranking system. The ranking system is much, much better than it has been, even back in Overwatch 1. I think this is probably the best the ranking system has ever been. You know, it's not so hard anymore. You still gotta do 10 placements, which you've had to do that in the past, but I do think the ranking system is much, much more smoother and more better than it has been, you know, since Overwatch 1. So yeah, when it comes to the ranking system, that's my favorite part. When it comes to the changes of Season 9 is the ranking system. I think they did a very, very good job. Probably the best job, and probably the best good change of the season is the ranking system for me. Now, one other thing I do like about this season, the changes that have been made, the health increase for all the heroes. Now, every hero got a health increase of somewhat. Most of them got either 50 or 75 more. Some even got 100, such as tanks. I know Roadhog has 800 health maximum now, which is pretty ridiculous, even by a tank standards, 800 health. But I do think that is better. More health does... With how fast the pace this game can get, especially in the higher ranks, I do think more health was necessary just to give you guys that extra second of reacting to danger and getting into cover quicker. The having more health does help with that. And again, Overwatch is very complicated, it's very fast paced, and if you're a newer player trying to get into this game, that can be a lot to deal with. So yeah, I do think the health increase is more good than bad. Some people don't like it, and I can understand why. But for me personally, I do like the health increase. Gives much more, you know, it gives much more reaction time. And it gives you about at least 1 second more of forgiveness for being caught out of position. But anyway... One other thing I do like about this season, the passives. As you guys know, the every role now has a passive where they can regain health if they don't take damage within a certain amount of time. Like, for instance, if you're a support hero, you can regain health from the passive if you don't take damage within about 2.5 seconds. Now, if you're playing as DPS or tank, it takes about 5 seconds for that passive to activate. But I do like the passives more than I dislike them, because again, it does give the players a lot more freedom, does make the game a lot less complicated, and again, especially for the newer players, that probably is going to be easier to adapt with than how the game used to be. Like I said, guys, with all the changes that Season 9 has brought us, we're pretty much playing a whole different game here of Overwatch. And again, later on I'll tell you guys how we can adapt to it as players. But anyway, one more good thing that I do like about the Season 9 changes, the Junkertown map. Now, they did give us a new version of Junkertown where it's nighttime, and they also tweaked the map a bit to where some things aren't as overpowered as they used to be, such as... you know, when you're taking the first point and then there's that open road and there's not much cover, well, they did change that to where they did add more cover. on the road in the first point. They also took away the health pack in the second point that's up on the balcony, because that was pretty overpowered for defenders to abuse. And then they did something with the third point balcony to where it was a lot easier to defend. I don't really know all the details, but you guys are welcome to check it out if you want. But yeah, overall, I do like the new Junkertown map, and those are the things I do like about the Season 9 patches. We gotta fast forward this here. Alright, that should be good. But yeah, guys, that's all I like about the Season 9 patch. And sorry if you guys hear my Alexa, but now on to the things I dislike more than I like. Starting with probably the most obvious thing, the hitboxes. Now, they did tweak the hitboxes to where they are much bigger than they used to be, meaning that shots are easier to hit. Not just, you know, for hit skin heroes, but also for heroes that use projectile. I think projectile heroes that throw things get a much more bigger hitbox than if you're using a hit skin hero. And some heroes do benefit from this and others not so much, and that will be another thing I go over here. But yeah, as far as the hitboxes are concerned, I do want to get this out of the way. I don't think they're as game-breaking as most other people are saying. You know, what I mean by that is, I don't like it, but I don't really dislike it as much as other people. So yeah, I think it's, you know, I think it just needs to be tweaked down just a little bit at least, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't think I think people who are complaining about it heavily are blowing it out of proportion. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think it needs tweaking, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying. But yeah, I'll show you guys how the hitboxes work when we get to the practice range, which we'll go to that after the games I show you here. But yeah, the new hitboxes definitely have changed the game to the point where a lot of people are upset about it, and I can understand why, because it has gotten to the point where even if you're behind a wall, sometimes something can still hit you in the head and kill you. So like I said, I do think they need to tweak it down a little bit, but I don't think it's as bad or as game-breaking as a lot of people are saying. Now, I'll go over some of the heroes that did get a benefit from the new hitboxes. The first one is Zen. Zen probably is one of the heroes that got most benefit from the new hitboxes. With the amount of damage that Zen can put in, you know, even without the hitbox change, well, now he's practically broken in the meta. And that's what they were aiming for when they changed the hitboxes, because in the meta, hit skin heroes were dominating. So that's why they made the hitboxes bigger, to hopefully benefit projectile heroes a lot more in the meta. That was their way of fixing it. But yeah, I think they made it too big. And now heroes like Zen, he's pretty much meta in the higher levels now because of the new hitboxes and the amount of damage he can dish out. He's pretty much broken. Hopefully I'll get a video of Zen, you know, after this one, to show you guys how effective Zenyatta is, at least with the hitboxes being the way they are now. Now, another hero that got benefit from the new hitboxes is Widowmaker. Now, she probably got the most benefit from it, at least as a DPS. She might have even, either her or Zen got the most benefit from it out of all the heroes, in my opinion, because the hitbox is being bigger, and Widow can still kill you in one shot, headshot. Yeah, that can be a problem, especially in the higher levels. If you're facing a good Widow, that can be a big problem to deal with, because again, the bigger hitboxes will make it easier for her to hit headshots. And yeah, that can be a pain to deal with, and that's probably why a lot of people are complaining, is because Widowmaker got such a benefit from these new hitbox changes that she is much, much more effective now, as if she wasn't already effective enough because of these hitboxes. But yeah, now some of the heroes that didn't benefit from this, my number one on the list is Junkrat. Now you guys who are Junkrat mains, you probably know the infamous combo where you use a primary fire bomb and then the concussion mine for the quick kill, or the quick assassination. Well, that no longer works this season because of the health increase. And me being, you know, a Junkrat user when I play DPS, that is kind of sad. Now, one other hero who's being used in this match is Sojourn. She actually benefited from the changes as well, especially when you ult with her. Those charge shots and the hitboxes being bigger, those can be deadly as well. But in my opinion, Widowmaker got the best benefit from all these changes. But anyway, back to Junkrat, guys. He's one of the heroes I think got negatively impacted the most. Because again, you're not able to do that tactic anymore for the quick kill. If they're at full health, it will no longer kill them automatically, pretty much. Now, another hero that didn't get benefit from these changes is probably Torbjorn. Because, you know, and probably the same goes for Illari as well, which breaks my heart. Because I like using Illari a lot. But the fact that Torbjorn's primary fire, not his shotgun blast, takes some time in between, I think he doesn't benefit much from these changes because you have to wait in between shots for at least a second. So yeah, you're not able to pump out, you know, enough damage with these new healing changes, and that probably goes for Mei's alternate fire as well. Again, with these with everybody having more health, these guys who need to charge their shots before they can fire again definitely don't benefit from the heroes having more health. And yeah, that's what I don't like about, you know, one of these Season 9 changes, is not every hero is going to benefit from them, which we couldn't expect that, but yeah, it is kind of sad to say. And again, I'll go over it when we reach the practice range. We're getting close to the end of this match, and I still got one more to play, and I still got to go over how we can, you know, adapt to these changes and whatnot. But yeah, as far as what I like and what I don't like about the changes is that some heroes get benefit from it and others don't. Not every hero gets a benefit from it, as I was hoping. But you know, when you have so many heroes in the game already, that's probably to be expected. But yeah, guys, this game's coming to a close here. I'm gonna have to pick up my thoughts in the next game. But yeah, this was a pretty good game. And again, it's a lot easier to stay alive now than it used to be with the more health. You guys saw I didn't die much. I think I only died like twice. So yeah, as far as the changes go, guys, I think they are more good than bad. But I can't understand why some people are complaining about the bad stuff so hard. Anyway, we gotta do more damage here. And that's one of the things I won't be able to stress enough when we get to the point where, you know, I give my thoughts on how we players can benefit from these changes. And there we go, that's the end of the match, a good win. Now we're gonna go on to the next game, guys, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on, you know, finish up what I don't like about the patch, and then how we can benefit from it as players and how this changes the game in general. But anyway, we'll be right back. Alright guys, next game is up. I took a little break after the commentary from the last game to look over some stuff. And, you know, there were some things I figured out that I didn't know prior to now. And one of the things being from watching Flats' take on this is that Zenyatta actually got a lot more benefit than I thought, because there is also damage reduction to healing. If you're healing somebody that's taking damage, there is a reduction. So That being said, it's actually Zen that probably benefited the most from these changes, because he has the Discord Orb that, can deal a lot of damage by itself. On top of that, you have the damage reduction. So all of that stacked together, and you are going to die, like, at the snap of a finger. So yeah, that is where Zen benefits the most from the Season 9 changes. But yeah, some other heroes like Sojourn and Widowmaker also benefit from these changes, but yeah, from the looks of it, it looks like Zen got the best benefits, which I'll have to do a video on Zen sometime after I post this one, just to show you guys, hopefully. And that being said, guys, that brings us to one more thing that I just figured out that I, don't really like about these Season 9 changes. It is a lot harder to play tank now because of that, especially. Because, as you guys can see, my tank is taking a lot of damage, and the healing's getting reduced because he's taking damage. And remember, the hitboxes are bigger, which tanks already have a pretty big hitbox even without the hitbox increase. So yeah, this does put tank mains in pretty much a bad position. So by the time you get discorded as a tank, you're going to need to take cover immediately. But even if you do that, you are taking a lot of damage even for just that second, especially if there's a Zenyatta on the other team that, is shooting you and has Discord on you. But yeah, I do think when it comes to tanks, the damage reduction should be a lot less than they currently have it at the very least. And again, I do think they need to tone down the hitboxes somewhat, especially for tank main's sake, because again, a tank that is caught out of position, they are likely gonna die. And these changes to the game have pretty much benefited DPSs more. But yeah, as you can see, me and Mercy are having trouble keeping our tank alive here. This was actually a perfect game to show you guys that. But yeah, that's probably the main thing I don't like about the Season 9 changes is, a lot of heroes got benefits from it and others not so much. And one particular hero, in fact my favorite one, he got the most benefit from it because of, the damage reduction changes. And even with the health increase, that's still going to be a lot to deal with, especially if you're a tank. You're going to get mowed down really quickly with the hitboxes being bigger and you're caught out of position. But yeah, that's the things I don't like about it. Now, I do think that should be patched a little bit or toned down a little bit, especially for tank main's sake, because again, out of all the roles that we have in this game, it's the tanks that probably got hit the most. So yeah, for tank main's sake, I hope they change that. But now I'm going to talk about how we can benefit from these changes. Like I said, this is pretty much a brand new game now with all these changes. Now, with the health being increased for everybody, we are going to need to do more damage. If you're a DPS and a tank main, you're going to have to rely on your supports doing more damage than healing now. Because as I mentioned, guys, there is a damage reduction if you take damage and you're getting healed. And also the fact that you can have more health and you can heal passively. You shouldn't need that much healing anymore. So just bear with me when I say this. If you're a tank and a DPS main, you're going to need a lot more damage now. Yes, it's easier for you guys to do damage, but now you're going to need even more still in order to win games. Now, if you're a support main like me, you're going to have to make it a habit of doing damage. I'm not saying that we shouldn't heal our teammates at all. But the fact that, your enemies are going to have more health, the fact that your allies are going to have a healing reduction if they're taking damage, you're going to have to rely more on taking damage more than ever. Now, you were going to have to do that already in seasons past, because even in past seasons, if you weren't doing damage and just healing, more likely than not, you were going to be stuck in, like, gold at the very best when it comes to rank. But yeah, that's how I feel like we can adapt to the game. Now, old habits are definitely going to die hard. Everybody's in the habit of, oh, saying we lost because we don't have enough healing or whatever. That is going to die hard, unfortunately, but my message to support mains is simple. You're going to need to do damage. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't heal at all, but you're going to have to do damage in order to win more games at this point. With the new hitboxes and with the health increase, that's my message to you guys. Start focusing a lot more than you used to on damage. But yeah, guys, that's how I feel like we should adapt to the game. Now, do I think these changes are more good or bad? Well, we got a lot of good things from this season, and we also got a lot of bad. In my opinion, I think it does benefit the players more than a lot of people are saying, but there are some things that need to be changed, and some things that do need to be addressed. And hopefully I'll be able to show you guys that when we go to the practice range after this game. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all the changes, guys. And hopefully, you know, we can get the things that are overpowered addressed. And hopefully we as players can adapt to all the changes that have been made. Because that's what we're going to have to do. But anyway, those are my thoughts on all the changes in Season 9. Now, I might have missed something, and there's a good chance I might have forgotten something in general. But I do want to hear you guys address things in the comments section as well. As long as you're nice about it, let me know what your opinions are on the thoughts I mentioned. Let me know what your thoughts are on things I didn't cover that I should have. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. All I ask is that you guys be respectful about them. And yeah, guys, that'll do it for, you know, my thoughts and opinions on all the changes that were made on Season 9. Now, we are going to turn this into a bit of a coaching session because this game was really close, and there were a lot of mistakes I did make in this game. There is a reason I saved this game for the second one, because I wanted to do a little bit of a coaching session because, you know, I wanted to cover that. Right here, that was a good move, though. I saw my Zarya was asleep. I teleported to her to wake her up the Suzu. And yeah, she's able to clean house. So I probably saved her life by waking her up the Suzu. And there's Mei again. She is one of the heroes, in my opinion, that does not benefit from the changes. Because her icicles, with the health increase, you gotta charge them, of course. And with everybody having more health and everybody having passive healing, you know, for Mei in particular and other people that have to charge their shots before they fire, that is going to be hard to deal with the new, with the health increase. But yeah, as I mentioned, guys, no, I don't think anybody at this point got more benefits from the changes than Zenyatta did. But yeah, and I want to hear how the game feels for any tank mains that find their way to this video. I tried to save my Sombra there, but I was too late on the Suzu. I should have thrown that a lot sooner. Gotta hide. I tried to use the Suzu there, but I didn't have it. Game is winding down, so I do have to wrap up my thoughts anyway. In fact, we need to speed this up a little bit until I get back into the fight. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope I covered everything that you guys watching have been concerned about. And again, guys, those are just my opinions. That was a bad teleport. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, we gotta fast forward again just so that this goes quicker. And yeah, we're gonna need to do a video on Zenyatta to show how powerful he is now with all these changes in Season 9. and expect a season yada a lot. To say that he has become meta is probably an understatement, and again, he's probably one of the main reasons why people are complaining about, you know, all the changes to the damage reduction and the hitboxes, along with, you know, Sojourn and Widowmaker, but yeah, there are going to have to be some changes made, as we're looks like we're going to be able to hold these guys. And there you go. That's the end of the game. So, yeah, I do want to hear your thoughts on, you know, what I covered in this part of the video. We're going to go to the practice range now, guys, to show you guys some things I talked about here. Alright guys, so we're in the practice range now. Hopefully I can show you how these hitboxes are now. So again, you don't even really have to aim at them anymore to hit them. As you can see, I'm not even aimed at Anna's head, but that's still counted as a headshot. And I didn't even know this, but Hanzo didn't even kill her with one headshot there. That's the health increase for you. And yeah, it looks like Hanzo took a bit of an L because of these health increases. He no longer headshots heroes with a one-shot, a fully charged arrow there. Yep. Anna's still alive, but barely. So yeah, you're gonna have to do the, for Hanzo now that I've discovered that, we're gonna have to do a charge shot and then the storm arrows. As you can see, we can mow Anna down quick. And that's a combo you all are gonna have to learn now, because Hanzo can no longer one-shot people. But I'll show you guys Widowmaker now. Like I said, she can still one-shot heroes, and again, I'll point a little bit away to show how big these hitboxes are. Again, I wasn't even aimed at Anna, and I still hit her in the head. So as you guys can see. Okay, so you see the cursor. Move it down a little bit. And yeah, the cursor's not even on Anna's head, but that's still counted as a headshot. And like I said, a fully charged Widow shot can still kill DPS and support heroes in one shot. So, as of right now, especially if you're in the higher ranks, you're going to need to watch out for Widowmakers, because they have gotten a lot more powerful with these changes. Now, some heroes that aren't as powerful anymore is Junkrat. Now, as I said, there was a combo with Junkrat where you could use his primary fire and then his concussion mine to automatically kill an enemy, like that. But that no longer works anymore with this new health increase. So, if I try to do it on Anna here, you can see she stays alive. So if she's at... most DPS and support heroes, the health increased. If they're at full health, they will no longer automatically get killed by that combo. So yeah, Junkrat is taking an L when it comes to that, unfortunately. So yeah, like I said, guys, we're playing a whole different game now because of these changes. So we players are going to have to adapt how the game is being played. But anyway, let's go to Sojourn here. She, in my opinion, is still rolling. But you can see right here. And then we'll use the charge shot, like so. Again, I'm not even aimed at her head, but it still counts as a headshot. And, you know, Sojourn not purely being hit skin, the hitbox is even bigger for her. So yeah, Sojourn is still rolling. Now Pharah, she is getting a rework, so it's tough for me to say how she'll benefit. But like I said, when it comes to characters like Torbjorn, the fact that you have more health now and you have to wait in between shots, that can be a pain to deal with when it comes to the new passive and the health increase. Now, same thing with Mei. As you guys may have may have, as you mains may have noticed, I'm sorry, it took me a while to say that. Um, the alternate fire melee combo, which was a really good combo for Mei here. That no longer is reliable. And again, since Mei has to charge her alternate fire before she can fire it again, it will make it hard to kill with her because, she has to wait in between shots for a second. So yeah, heroes like Mei, Torbjorn, Ilari, those guys didn't really get a benefit from these patches in my opinion, but yeah, let's see if we can... Yeah, you can see on the bot, it didn't kill him, but you can see how much health it took away. Now if we do it on Ana again, it's still a little more. So yeah, the health increases do make a bigger difference than y'all probably think it does. And again, it depends on what hero you're using, because again, not every hero benefited from it. But yeah, those are the things I just wanted to show you when it comes to the practice range. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this in general. Again, I do think they need to tweak it a little bit, especially with how Zen is, especially with the damage reduction and stuff. They do got to tweak that for sure, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments below. Again, all I ask is for you guys to be respectful. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys... let me know what your opinions are. Again, all I ask is for you to be nice. But anyway, this is Ghost Pain signing off. Bring the pain in your matches, and I will see you later.